Hey everybody, it's Heather Nichols here, and I want to share a story with you about a question that Gary Douglas, who is the founder of Access Consciousness, asked me many, many years ago. He said to me, "Have you acknowledged the difference that you be?" And when he asked me that question, I was like, "What are you talking about? I'm not different at all. I'm so normal." I'm so average. I'm so same as everybody else. And that question set me off on a journey of exploring and wondering about what he was seeing and what he was referring to. And I started to realize that I just had made myself very wrong in so many ways, in so many areas of life. And I just sort of assumed that that's what was true. And I didn't even really notice that I was doing it. And that's one of the gifts that Access Consciousness has been for me, is helping me to see all these places that I just decided that I was wrong. That wasn't actually the case. And I just was different. And that's what a lot of us do, is we have these differences. We perceive differences between ourselves and the world, like, how we see the world, how we move in the world. And we just kind of assume right out of the gate that it means that we're wrong. And it's because we're wrong. We're clueless. We don't get it. We don't get how all the different kinds of things work: money, relationships, business, parenting. And what happens is, we layer all of this wrongness on top of ourselves. We get into so much judgment of ourselves, we don't even realize we have it. And it just becomes like a part of the fabric of what we be and how we relate to ourselves. And as we do that, we move in the world, and we have to make our lives smaller and smaller and smaller. And you also can't even really get clear on what it is that you truly desire, what's true for you, when everything you think is you think so many things are wrong about you. And the crazy thing is that all of those things that we think are wrong are actually our greatest capacities and strengths. And it's where we have a different point of view about things. We have a different perspective on things, a different awareness of things that we don't see in the world anywhere, because we're here to bring that, and we're here to be that. And so one of the things that I started doing that's been such a gift for me, and this is a big part of the X-Men conversation in Access Consciousness, is to flip everything on its head. And anytime I am in a decision or a computation or a conclusion that I'm wrong about something, that I'm just messed up in this particular area, I can't get it right, I can't do it right, I go to curiosity, and I go to, well, okay, so if this wasn't me being wrong, and there was something that was actually brilliant about me here with this, what would it be? If this was my difference instead of my wrongness, and I can't validate myself as being right in this way because I'm different, not wrong, different, not wrong, different and brilliant, not wrong, then what would the difference be? And then you can approach those different aspects of yourself with curiosity. You can be like, well, okay, so if I'm not wrong as a parent, that was a big one for me. It was like, well, if I'm not wrong, but I'm different, and I allowed myself to be different, then how would I want to show up as a parent? What would actually be true for me? How would I like to create this whole scenario? And I mean, with parenting, especially, as soon as I did that, I started to open up to what was true for me as a parent and choose it, and be willing to be different and be willing to be seen by other people as wrong. My parenting life, my whole family life totally changed. And it's still, that was, a long time ago. That was probably 15 years ago, 13 years ago, maybe. And it's still going, it's still, and my kids are, grown up now. And one of them's out of the house, and the other one is a sophomore in high school. So, but it dramatically changed our family. And I can say that with everything. Every time I've gotten out of the wrongness of me with business or with money or with relationships, then it's like I open the door to, like I take the blinders off and I open the door to this whole universe of, well, I'm just different. So what is that? Like, what if what I know, what I be, hasn't ever existed before? So there's not going to be anybody to show me what that is, but I can bring my curiosity to the table to discover what that is. And as we do that, we uncover our superpowers right and left. We give ourselves access to the abilities, the capacities, the strengths, the dynamic gift of difference that we are, the uniqueness that we are in the world. And we unleash those capacities for ourselves so that we can start to use those in a creative way in our lives and create something that's really fun for us. And let me tell you, when you're in judgment of you, not so fun. We can probably all relate to that. When you get out of judgment of you, whoa, it is so fun just being alive. Just doing nothing is really fun because you're not wrong. And that weight that so many of us live with for so long, it goes away. And there's a possibility for that. Like, that's actually a possibility. I've seen it. I've chosen it. I see lots of people choose it all the time. And it's such a gift to see somebody get out of the belief that they're wrong. One of the places this happens most dynamically is in 2-day X-Men classes, Access Consciousness X-Men classes. It's called Disabilities or Abilities. So really looking at this whole world of, what if this wasn't a disability, it was an ability, flipping it all on its head. And it's 2 whole days or 4 days online or some configuration of that, where I just get to like be in awe of the exquisiteness of watching people get out of the judgment of themselves and into the celebration of the greatness and the difference of them. And so you're invited. I have one coming up starting, I believe it's starting March 12th, which is my birthday. So it should be fun. It'll be online on Zoom. And if you see this video later, I'm sure there will be another one. You can look at my website, heathernichols.com, and see what the schedule is. So thank you so much for you and for listening and for being in the world as a different creature. You might be more different than you think. But if you could acknowledge the difference of you as well.